Good morning, everybody. You may remember a few weeks ago I took a bit of time off, half a day off from decorating our rose room to go and salvage this. It was over in our meadow and it's looking a bit sorry for itself. Of course, it's lay here ever since because we've had other priorities, but at the moment we're still into a little downtime, a little chill out time. So we're looking to do these sort of jobs that we can just potter around and tidy up. It's not exactly a priority, but that's the whole point. You know, it's something we want to do. So I've just taken the first of these two metal rings and I've cut a circle that fits, and then I'll do the same for this. I'll then put a hole in the middle of each for this part of the wheel to go through. And then the idea will be I'll put one of them underneath these spokes and line them all up, and then I should be able to get some screws into these spokes because these centre parts seem to be quite solid. And what I want to do is I want to display it rather like the others, and I want to make it look vaguely like a wagon wheel. So that's what I'm going to do today, because if it sits on the floor it's just going to rot. At least if it's upright and hopefully it still moves, I can always put it away for each winter and at least save what's left of it. And we think we found the perfect spot for it, right over there where Susie's clearing. So between the little arch window and the doorway, nice bit of wall space there, and I think it'll look quite nice. And of course it'll be behind the bench there, so just turning this area into just a nice little place to sit. Unfortunately, on our wheel, this centre hub has rotted away. There's none of it left. So all we've got is this ring and the ring behind. And so what I've done, I've also run the jigsaw around the outside of this again because I wanted these rings to be looser, and that allows for a bit of expansion with moisture, etc. And I've cut a rough hole in the middle. And so basically what we'll do, I'll have the spokes sandwiched between the two pieces, and this metal piece that we've got will go through the hole. So, you know, it'll vaguely resemble a wheel again. So that's what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do now is get the wheel over to there because I think it'll be easier to work with it against the wall. Well, right now it doesn't look much like a wagon wheel, but we'll soon sort that out. So the difficulty here is most of this rim, the outer rim, the wood, actually isn't here. So it's just a question of trying to work out where the spokes go. And one thing I do know is that they go directly opposite each other. So if there's one up there, there'll be one directly opposite down here. And I know that from the other wheels. Now I do have a reference point here. For example, there's a groove in the wood here where a spoke would have originally gone. And so I know roughly that's going to go like that. I've put this one in because again I had a groove up there, and then I know there's a groove down here, just part of a groove, so I know that one will go in there. And of course I've got this one opposite, so but all these I've got no reference points really, so I've just got to try and build them up gradually, and if I can get these opposites in, then I can just fill the gaps. So that's the tactic. Well, it's starting to look like a wagon wheel again. See if I can get this one in. Well, I'm sure you agree that looks much more like a wagon wheel now, and much better that it's there than sitting on the ground or sitting over in the meadow rotting away as it was. I've got to put the other disc on the other side. However, it's getting a bit hot. It's about 32 degrees today and the sun's come around again, so I'm going to probably do that later. I put a dark stain on that centre rim because it was a bit like the wood, so I thought I'll just put a dark stain on there just to try and sort of take your eye off it a bit more. Now, a lot of these spokes aren't attached to the rim because the wooden rim has gone. So they're just floating. Now, this big metal tube which goes through the hole in the middle there, I think it may be a bit heavy for it because, like I say, a lot of those spokes are just floating in midair really. So I may not put this in. I might try it and see what happens. But at the moment, I'm quite happy with that, the way it's starting to look now. So anyway, I'm going to take a break because it's getting very hot and I'll go and find something else to do. So here we are, we're at Andy and Vero's for the day, and it's Bastille Day, which is a big national holiday here in France. It's to do with the storming of the Bastille and basically the revolution, and we're having a bit of a gathering, so just getting going, playing a few games, having a few drinks, lovely food, all to share. It's going to be a nice day. And a very pleasant afternoon that was. It's lovely to see Andy and Vero, and there's quite a good bunch of expats now, we know. So yeah, lovely day that was. It also signifies the end of Charlotte's stay with us this week. And her and her friends, they've all gone back now. So Susie and I are just recovering. No, they were no trouble. It was nice to have a house full here. They wanted to go out and do touristy stuff a lot of the time, so unfortunately we couldn't pin Charlotte down to look through those 3 boxes that we brought down from the attic. So Susie and I are going to have a look through those today, and if we find anything interesting, we'll let you know in the next vlog. And thank you for all your support, and thanks for the coffees this week. I really appreciate it. And we get messages quite often actually from people saying, I watch all the ads to help you, so it does help, especially the small channels like ours. Every little helps, so thank you all, and we shall see you in a couple of days time. Hopefully we'll find something interesting in those boxes. Bye.
Enchanté.